Previously on
IndieGoGo.
Hi everyone, this is Dan, and this is last week on IndieGoGo for the week ending in March 14th, 2021. And we got another 5 IndieGoGo campaigns to go over right here. And I'll try to make this a little bit quicker than the previous one. I know I'm going back to unedited videos right here, but I'll try to keep it more succinct this time around. Anyhow, the first campaign we're going to go over is The Company Men, Dead, White, and Blue #1. So this is a 60-page full-color graphic novel by Blackbriar Press. This is being fulfilled out of Australia, so keep that in mind. So already made about $5,000 off of 122 backers, and their flexible goal is made, so this is going to get made. So let's check out this issue right here. Let's get that volume down.
G'day everyone, I am the man called Chemo Sabi, the man with the plan from the land down under, and I'm here to talk to you about The Company
That
Men,
avatar
Dead,
always
White,
gets
and
me
Blue.
every time.
The Company Men, Dead, White and Blue adds the action of Suicide Squad to the intrigue of Homeland and Body of Lies. It's strike back with superpowers. In a world where being superhuman is illegal, they are America's dirty little secret. A CIA-funded prevention and response unit on paper, but in reality,
Anyhow, I think I get the gist of it. Kind of interesting to see an Australian want to do basically 24th a comic book with superheroes. But it's all good. By the way, this is Kemosabe Returns. He's got a review channel as well. He's pretty solid. I've watched a couple of his reviews. He's got an interesting takes on certain crowdfunded comic books. So if you're looking for another guy that does crowdfunded comic book reviews, check out Kemosabe Returns. So here's the thing about The Company Men, Dead, White, and Blue. You can also read the first 5 pages, which is really nice. I love this. I think every campaign should do this, have a 5-page sort of preview. It's kind of similar to going into the comic book store and sort of flipping through a book to see if you like it. I think this is a great way to kind of bring the experience of checking out a comic book to the crowdfunded format. And this is really good. You can take a look at it. It's pretty solid writing for the most part, and the art's pretty good too. So again, I'm not sure where this is located within the book. It might be the first couple pages. It might be in the middle. I'm not sure. But what I am sure about is it is 60 pages full color, the Australian-British way of spelling color. And this is the first part of a 3-part story totaling 180 pages. So, and this is aimed at the adult audience. So, definitely kind of like 24 the comic book, I guess. Pencils and inks are actually 100% complete, so they're just in the middle of colors and lettering. So it looks like you won't have to wait too long to pick up this book. Now, regarding price, so generally speaking, the perk you really going to look at for just standard, I just want a comic book. This is the tier you want. So this is issue #1, physical plus digital for $30 Australian, which translates to about $23 American. So that's a pretty decent price considering that your average price for most of these crowdfunded books is going to be about $25. And the shipping, amazingly enough, is very affordable. It's about $10 USD, which is actually impressive to ship out of Australia. So overall, value-wise, this is a good campaign. I think my only problem with The Company Men is this plan right here to take 3 issues to tell the whole story. So this is just from obvious experience. These crowdfunded campaigns take a while to fulfill and complete, averaging about a year for each campaign. So what this means is to get the full story of this issue, you're going to be waiting like about 3 years, just being honest, to get this thing. And I don't know, man. If for me personally, it looks really cool, but I might just wait till they're completely done with the book and then pick it up as a trade paperback or basically a 3-in-1 perk at the final campaign. Especially since you're basically telling me it's going to take, 3 more campaigns to finish this book. That's just my preference, and again, it goes back to the value of compressed storytelling versus decompressed storytelling. If you need 180 pages to tell a story, I can pretty much guarantee that you're a decompressed writer at that point, which isn't bad, but it's just, hey, it's like that's a lot of pages, man. Anyhow, that's The Company Men. Let's move to the next one. This is Stump #2. This is being run by Nathan Rosario out of the United States. He's raised about $2,000 off of almost 100 backers and met his flexible goal. So here's the deal about this campaign. I knew about the original Stump #1 a while back. I think Ethan Van Sciver advertised it one time on a live stream. And I will say this, value-wise, Stump is fantastic. So the original remastered campaign ended up being a 48-page graphic novel, which is pretty darn good if you consider, the value of it being sold at $10 right here. This one is no exception. It's also being planned to be 48 pages, and you can pick up #1 and #2. Good idea, by the way, though he only has 120 available for $20. So that's 96 pages for $20. And another really cool thing about it is I think in the US, let's see what USA pricing is. USA, $8, very reasonable. Wonder what for my Russian friend. $20. Sorry, buddy. But 96 pages is a pretty good deal right here. The biggest problem with this campaign, and something that Nathan Rosario really needs to improve on, is that he talks a lot about, the previous campaign and what he plans to do with this one, etc. Just a lot of more business stuff, and not really much about the comic book itself. And why do I care about this character, and why do I want to read this character? And that's something I think he needs to improve. Like, who is Stump, and what is this story about, and why do I care to read it, right? I think if he had focused his campaigns more on that and less on, what he wants to do and all these other things, I think he would get a lot more backers. Because the art looks pretty cool, and concept looks pretty nice, and the reviews I've seen of Stump #2 are very, very positive. So, it's kind of sad to not see this this campaign do better, honestly. But he's got to focus on pitching his book better, and I think that's the problem here. So if he does that, I think the sky's the limit for Stump. Anyhow, next campaign is Perfect 10, issue #2. This is being run by Dave Brink out of the Netherlands. So this is a European comic. So far, he's raised just above $4,000 off of 70 backers. He's got 18 days left to basically make another $500 to meet his flexible goal. So this issue, I remember seeing the first Perfect 10. And I remember remembering, and unfortunately this one has the same problem as the first issue campaign, and that is the art is fantastic. I really like the art, and he's got, so first off, this is, this one is other artists. This is Clayton Barton and Federico Sioc, but the interior art is very, very pretty, and I like it a lot, and the concept is interesting as well. Character designs are very cool. These are pretty good. Panelizations, though, again, no preview of the story, which I think is unfortunate. You really should do that. The biggest problem with Perfect 10 is that the page count is fairly low, but the price is still very, very high. So first issue is 24 pages, and the second issue is 28 pages, and he's selling them on the physical copy for $16 USD. So that's triple the price of mainstream comics. So triple Marvel and DC prices. The other problem with this is the shipping, and I can show you right here with this one, which if you're going to get a perk out of this campaign, this is the perk you want. You can get issue 1, 2, and the Power Trip Anthology, which bundles it all together for about $44. Still very expensive, but at least you get a lot for your shipping, because here's the biggest problem with this. So if you are in America, this is $20 or 20 euros, which is $24 shipping, which is insane. And even here, this is what really blows my mind. So let's say you are in France, so Europe, it's still 20 euros. So this actually makes zero sense, because if you're in the Netherlands, I think you're part of the European Union. So shouldn't it be that the shipping price within countries within the European Union is somewhat subsidized? At least that's my understanding. Otherwise, why did all those countries get a part of the European Union? I don't understand it. I mean, well, here's another one. Let's say he goes to the United Kingdom. Again, 20 euros. So that's, how about Russia? Well, at least Russia is the same cost as it is to ship to America. So that's pretty interesting. So big criticism here for Dave Brink. He's got to figure out the shipping. The shipping here is absolutely killing him. That is just brutal. If you think about it, like if he picked up, so let's say you wanted to buy a physical copy of issue #2, right? So let's say physical copy, issue #2, United States, 20, like the physical copy, the shipping costs more than the physical copy. even let's say even if you're in France, which is just unacceptable in my opinion. At least for the European customers, he should right-size the shipping right here. And I think if he does this, Perfect 10 is going to sell a lot better because it's a good-looking comic. Just this is way too much money for what it is, which is just, you know, a simple floppy comic book. So again, Perfect 10, really good-looking comic book. Seems like a great idea. Got to right-size the shipping here. The shipping is going to kill you right here, Dave. So anyhow, fourth comic book campaign we're going to go over is Shadowbinders, Second Chance. So this is being run by Clownfish Studios, which is really Clownfish TV. It's a YouTube channel that goes over pop culture, primarily Disney, the amusement parks, TV, and once in a while comics and anime as well. So they have raised over $46,000 off of over 600 backers. So excellent job by them. And for good reason too. So if you take a look at it, what this essentially is the creators, or I guess the runners of Clownfish TV. I think his name is Neon, and her name is well, not these characters, but the married couple that runs Clownfish TV. It's Neon and Geeky Sparkles. They were originally in comics, and Neon was originally working in both mainstream comics and then also web comics. And Shadowbinders is essentially a webcomic that they ran for many years. Obviously, from the sheer page count that you'll see right here, it had to have been many years. And also that it's this is the hardcover collection of all of those webcomics. So the webcomic isn't available anymore to read, but luckily for you, the potential backer, they've put like almost 10 pages of 10 pages of preview for you to check out and see if you like it. So this is webcomics, and webcomics is by its own nature a very decompressed format, or often like a comic strip sort of format. So you have to keep that in mind when you're going through this. So while this is decompressed, the one thing that they don't skimp on is the page count. So it's 2 books of 160 pages, and it's in the 6x9 format. So this is kind of like a manga book in a way. So over 300 pages of material. Yep, it's really good. Contains essentially 10 chapters of material. So this very much has a very manga takoban feel. So they are selling it for $60 USD, which is a little pricey, but it is a lot of content. One thing that's really nice about this, though, is if you're in the United States, check this out. Booyah, no shipping cost. So if in the United States, the shipping is included with the $60, which is pretty awesome. Unfortunately for people in Europe, not so great. so not a great campaign for people outside the United States, but if you're in the United States, this is just a no-brainer. Definitely pick it up, and you can check out the... actually, let's see. Let's check this out.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish,
Clownfish TV.
This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles. Can you see some hands, Geeky Heels? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, we're going to talk about the comic book industry.
Ooh, this is a long one. 34 minutes. 34 minutes. Okay.
Industry and how
you get the gist. The point is the book exists, so risk is very low. If you think about it, if you subtract $10, which is the standard shipping, you're talking about like $50 for 2 hardcovers. Which is pretty freaking awesome if you ask me. Now, I'm not a big fan of the small format for American comics, but considering that everybody buys manga nowadays, you know, this might be the way everything is going. So people might have to get used to small format books, you know, in the future. Speaking of which, I forgot Perfect 10's trailer. Crap, my bad. Let me take a look at this. Genuine
The
cum.
perfection program. That's what they call it. It gave me life,
Yep, art's
but
good.
it also caused death.
Yep, art's good.
I never asked for any of this. Running from superpowered murderers who want revenge? Revenge for something I did?
Yeah, so sorry for forgetting this. The plot of Perfect 10 is essentially this character named 10 was sort of created to be an assassin, and she suffers from amnesia and is hunted by these superhumans trying to kill her. So that's kind of the basic plot here going on here. But again, like I said, no doubting the art here is phenomenal. Unfortunately, the price and the shipping, not so much. But yeah, anyway, that was Perfect 10, and this was Shadowbinders. So we'll get to the last campaign we're going to go over today, and that is Nexus, the Coming of Gourmando. So what this is, and this is being run by Steve Rude, the legendary Steve Rude, who created this character with I forget if it was Mike Barron or Steve Rude, or if it was co-created by the two. But Nexus is generally associated with Mike Barron and Steve Rude. So this campaign, again, being run by Steve Rude out of the United States, it's raised about $2,000 with 55 days to go. Already met its flexible goal. This will be made. And this campaign is kind of a premium limited print run campaign. So you'll notice that there's like a limited amount, only 100 of this, 75 of this, 200 of this, 100 of this, 175 of this. So it really is for like premium backers. Not that you couldn't pick it up if you were value minded. I think the best thing you could pick up is this trade paperback at $39. Because if you take a look at the total content, it's about 216 pages and $320 for the hardcover, though the hardcover is pretty steep in price. Essentially what this is the adaptation of the Nexus original comic book series into a news strip form. So this is like American comic book news strip, which is, let me see, it kind of like this. So it's going to be in like a newsprint form or a newspaper strip form like this, which is pretty cool. But yeah, no, you can see what you get in your trade paperback. So there's the 90 pages of Gourmando color, the origin of Nexus 48-page story, the Sundra story out there and presenting the Moth, as well as some extra pages, feature articles, what is this, all that, etc. If you want any of these bonuses, you have to buy the sets, which are pretty expensive. But if you're a hardcore Nexus fan, I mean, this is kind of the bee's knees. If you've never read Nexus, I think this $39 package right here is a pretty sweet deal. Though it is very different than the original comic book, since this is going to be in a news strip format. So very interesting right here. So yeah, I kind of dig this. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick this up, but it is really cool. And I kind of think the idea of having just a limited run on an IndieGoGo is very interesting. It kind of like encourages people to pick it up since there's only going to be so many of it available. So far hasn't really gotten a lot of momentum, so not sure if Steve Rude is advertising this very much, but then again, maybe Steve Rude doesn't want to advertise it because he's only going to make so many of them. So who knows there. But anyhow, that is Nexus, the Coming of Gourmando, and this is last week on IndieGoGo for the week of March 14th, or ending in March 14th. So again, reviewing The Company Men, Dead, White, and Blue #1, Stump #2, Perfect 10 Issue 2, Shadowbinders Second Chance 2 hardcover graphic novel set, and Nexus, The Coming of Gourmando. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and hit the bell for notifications. If you got any comments on last week on IndieGoGo for the week ending in March 14th, 2021, leave it down below, and I will see you next time.